welcome to A3 Spotlight with Ben Hitchell. I'll be your host, Tracy Clark. I'm filling in for Ben today. We got a great show lined up. We've got Garrett Hay and Alex Prunty. We'll be talking to them about A3 projects that they completed. We got fresh beats provided by Sean Cato. Sean, we've had a pretty mild winter this year.
How mild was it?
It was so mild I heard Building 4 didn't freeze up any caustic lines. It's actually been so mild I saw a Vicar operator outside of Building 121. It's been so mild that Abel's trying to sell their salt supply to the water softener people. Okay, so we've had a lot of wins this year in the plant. We've had 5 A3 projects that were completed. We got a lot of projects in the works, a lot of good things going on. Sean, you've been working on some transfer hoses, trying to make them safer, more ergonomical.
Exactly. We're working on transfer hoses over here in Building 31. Right now, we're waiting for some lighter hoses to come back for the guys to try, and we think it may be wonderful.
Great. We're also rolling out A3 Bingo. You've probably seen the emails on it and wondering what that's all about. And we've got some great prizes, and we're not trying to buy your participation, but it's good to have goals. You know, we got some dinners available, some jackets. I even think there's a parking space or two involved. So everyone's excited about that. Next we'll be talking to Garrett Hay. Garrett had a project with pH probes. Garrett, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you, Tracy?
So what made you look at them pH probes and say, I'm going to make that an A3 project?
Well, we were constantly having trouble out of TK10Es. It only has one pH probe, and there's no good way to put flush water over it. And pH probes don't respond well if they're dry. So that's kind of where it started.
I understand it's a more involved project than just trying to put water. You had to call in fiberglass people.
Yes, they're here already.
It wasn't just an overnight project that you did.
It started out just adding a simple flush water line in, and then we kind of totally changed the piping in it, and now we have 3 pH probes, and we're actually running off of a different line now. Mocking the other plant's system they had good success out of it, so
Okay, great.
it turned into a pretty good project.
All right, so you looked at other plants and then brought their ideas in?
Yep.
What did you do to finish the project up? What I'm seeing out in the plant is people are starting projects, they got a good start to them, they get maintenance involved, and then it's hard to get to that spot where they say, I'm done, I'm walking away from it. Was there a certain point where you said, this is good, this is what we're going to do?
Yeah, it took a while to get going because it turned into such a big project. We decided when it was done was because we actually changed all the piping. It turned out to be a lot bigger than we thought it had to be. So we kind of totally redid TK10E.
So once maintenance was done, you could stand back and say that's it.
Pretty much.
All right, Garrett, thanks for stopping by and talking to us.
Thanks, Tracy.
Today's A3 Spotlight is brought to you by Safe Start. With us is Chris Mullins with a Safe Start story.
The other day, I was walking the roadways, thinking about all the things I had to do for that day, all the tasks that ahead of me, and was not paying attention when a car was coming down the road, and I didn't see it until it was a pretty close distance away from me. They were thankfully paying attention and stopped and let me go through. But it's important to always keep your eyes and mind on task when you're in areas that have potential harm there.
All right, next we got Alex coming in to talk to us. Welcome, Alex.
What's up?
Alex had a project where they took dumping 50-pound bags and turned it into dumping super sacks. So what made you look at that and say, I'm going to make that an A3 project? I don't like how that is. I'm going to do something about it.
I kind of got tired of handling 50-pound bags.
I don't like handling 50-pound bags myself.
I know. Yeah, 50-pound bags on them shoulders, get kind of tired every once in a while. So, yeah, definitely wanted me to switch over to super sacks.
Okay, so So, yeah, so you took 50-pound bags and switched over to super sacks. I'm sure you had to get other people involved with that.
Oh yeah, had to go through. Actually, ended up going through a lot. It took us a while because we had to make sure we could get from 50-pound bags to super sacks. We actually looked at trying to see if we could even get truckloads of L27. But
It seemed like it turned out to be a bigger project than what you expected.
oh yes, definitely. We ended up going through a trial stage where we made a makeshift dump station up there for super sacks,
Right.
and it seemed to work pretty well. We had a little problems there as far as leaks and everything.
Stuff you had to work through.
Yeah, we had to work through a couple things, figure out the bugs, and go from a 2,000-pound super sack down to a 1,000-pound super sack.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But once we learned that the 1,000-pound super sack was pretty good, and it was definitely better than 50-pound bags all day.
I can attest to that.
we switched it up a little bit.
Great. What at what point did you say, I'm happy with this, I'm done, we're gonna walk away, this is how it's gonna be now?
Well, once we tried the makeshift mod, we actually learned that we wanted to actually make it into a real feeder system, kind of like our Mod 1 is. So it actually turned into a capital project.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then once we got approval, it was more getting it installed, laying out the paperwork, getting an MOC put out there, an OPL, and we've been transitioned over now for about, I'd say, 8 months now.
Okay, great.
So from start to end, it took about 8 months to get it done.
Oh no, start to end, it probably took me a year and a half,
Yeah.
because you had to go through the waiting of the capital
Right.
project a little bit.
Okay.
All right, well, that's all we got for you today. Sean, play us out of here.